Hi everyone, it's Ailin here. I'm back for another Q&A video. Sorry if it was a little late this week. We've been kind of really busy here at Spirit Tropical Healing, helping you guys with all of your cases. You know, I got a big, nice pile right here. Cases I've been working on recently. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's been pretty tiring. It's been quite tiring, but I'm trying to push through. I'm trying to get to all your cases as well as keep up with making the videos, keep up with certain projects that I've been working on, certain books that will be coming out soon, certain articles that I want to get out there up on the website. But yeah, I can't miss a week. I cannot miss a single week without speaking to you guys, because I feel like even if I'm not feeling my best, you know, I feel like I should be as truthful with you guys as possible. You know, I want to show up to all of you, even if I'm not feeling my best, you know, because no one's perfect on this journey called life. You know, it is what it is. Currently right now I'm doing a little bit of detoxing myself, and I've been going through the ups and downs of emotional detox, of purging certain emotions that I've held within my body for a while, certain insecurities, things from my past, things that, you know, are just coming up. And I'm doing my best to just be present with it all, to fully, like, hopefully fully heal it. Because I know I don't talk too much about this. I guess I do talk more about healing the emotional body and loving yourself and becoming fully yourself. I talk more about that on my Instagram because I like to write inspiring posts for you guys, but it is a culmination of the two, of healing the physical as well as the emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. And you can't have healing without either side. As you clean the physical body, you also clear obstructions in those higher bodies that aren't physical, the mental, emotional, you know, the bodies that we can't physically see with our eyes. Those are cleansed too. And then sometimes people just need extra work on those areas, because some people that are not able to fully heal, even if they're following the perfect diet, the perfect herbal protocol, if they still are holding on to stress and negative emotions within, they can still hold on to their illness and sickness. I've seen that happen. So yeah, that's what I've been trying to get through to clients that have been coming to me, to incorporate, you know, spiritual practices, being in the present moment, in the now, at all times, and being content with where you are in your journey, no matter what, you know, and just completely loving and accepting yourself. I think that's the most important thing. And shining your light as bright as you want to shine it, and you don't have to be scared of that. You don't have to dim your light for everyone else, just to feel like you're normal or to feel accepted by others. You always want to shine as bright as possible and elevate the people around you and not succumb to their level, because that's when, you know, that's when disease occurs. I mean, look at the world and the state that it is today. A lot of low vibrational energy going on, and so we have to just lift each other up during this time. So yeah, so that's kind of like a few thoughts in the beginning of this video that I wanted to share, and sharing a little bit of my own personal struggles as well. But yeah, I just wanted to get into your questions, because I know that some of these questions, some of you guys have asked like a few weeks back, and so I wanted to address them. A lot of good questions here, and continue on, you know, leaving your questions down below in the comment section. I kind of like need more questions to continue with this Q&A series. So and I did notice that a lot of you guys have been asking the same questions that I have made videos about prior, so like questions like hair loss and like teeth issues. I've made many videos on that. Practically every Q&A video covers one of those topics. So I'm kind of wanting to see like other questions from you guys. So and give me as much information as you possibly can on like how you're feeling, you know, kind of a little bit about your health history. Then that will help me narrow in on what's causing you your health issues, so that we can break it down, put the puzzle pieces together to see what's going on. And of course, like if any of you are suffering from chronic health issues that you've had for quite a long time and you've tried healing it on your own, but you still are not getting to that root cause and you're still not fully healing, then I do recommend you guys to work with me, because when answering these questions, I can only tell you guys so much. My area of expertise really shines through when I'm able to look at your eyes, to assess your entire case, to look at exactly what glands and organs are down, you know, because the eyes, they really do show the condition, the current condition of every single part of the body, the systems, the organs, and the glands, which is very key in preparing the perfect protocol for you to follow to heal, because in that way we can see how aggressive we need to be, how strict we need to be, how much time approximately that it may take for you to heal, you know, whether you will need fasting, whether you will need herbal formulas, or whether you will need glandulars, things like that. So yeah, I encourage any chronic or painful cases, or if you're really suffering, definitely reach out to me. And I recommend the Master Your Health package. Obviously, that'll get you started straight away on your healing journey. And yeah, so here we go. We're gonna start this Q&A video. Okay, so the first question is, hi Ailin, question on the fruitarian diet. I used to have perfect teeth, but over the years, being in the military, getting vaccinated, my system has definitely been compromised. Oh man. Yeah, you know, like those, it's unfortunate because, like, for instance, and thankfully this happened to me, back in the day when I used to, when I was going to school and I was like a pre-med bio student, I discovered that I had to get a lot of vaccinations if I wanted to work in a hospital or go into the medical industry, and that just wasn't sitting right with me. And I was like, nope, there must be another way to help people heal. So I feel you on that one. I was definitely no on the vaccinations. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, vaccinations can really bring down the system, shut down the nervous system, shut down the glands, just suppress the lymphatic system heavily, and people can get many serious health issues and complications from that. Okay, I used to grind my teeth years ago and have also been in car accidents when I was younger, which shifted my jaw. Wow. Okay. I go to the chiropractor all the time. Juice nothing but organic, detox all the time, far infrared, take trace element minerals, etc., etc. So I want to go back to that car accident that you had, shifting your jaw. So if your system was strong enough, like in a perfectly healthy human body, with any injury that occurs to it, it should be able to shift that back, shift that misplacement back, right? So I've seen this all the time. People getting injuries, like whether it's their ankle or breaking this or breaking that or shifting that, you know, if you have a strong parathyroid gland and you have strong calcium utilization in your body, then your body would definitely repair it and shift it back. So you may have a weakness going on there, which would explain, you said that you have teeth issues, so that's also in relation to that, with the calcium loss. Okay, so you go to the chiropractor all the time. You know, chiropractors are great. I do recommend them, especially in during your detox journey, incorporating, realigning of the spine if that's what you need while you're alkalizing your body. That way it stays there, because in an acidic body, even if you get these adjustments like regularly, it'll always shift because acidosis shifts things out of alignment, and in alkalinity it'll always stay where it's supposed to stay in place. Okay, juice, nothing but organic, really great. Detox all the time, far infrared. You see, I don't really recommend far infrared saunas because you're still dealing with some level of radiation there, which for me, like I prefer steam saunas, and that's what I recommend to my clients. So, you know, in the presence of an acidic body, you never want to expose yourself to even the slightest amount of radiation. I mean, I know like there's certain things like cell phones, laptops, you know, everything, our whole world is pretty much one big radiation planet. But the more that you can avoid that, the better. And it's a good thing you're doing juices, because juices also help take away that like radiation or chemical toxicity away from the body, so that's good. Take trace elements, minerals. I used to get sick quite often due to where I work at, but I have been taking bitters and fulvic acid and quite a few other things to curb this. Well, the bitters are really great. Green bitters are always going to be excellent for detoxing things like the liver, as well as the kidneys, you know, the digestive tract. It's really good for that. Fulvic acid, I probably wouldn't recommend. Like it's in the name, acid, you know, fulvic acid, carbonic acid, citric acid, all the acids are acids, acidic in the human body. So I'd probably let go of that one. The trace element minerals, instead of taking isolated minerals, I would rather you take something like a superfood blend or be juicing greens, be juicing dandelion greens, celery, parsley, cilantro, things like that, in order to get the minerals. If you feel like you're missing out on minerals due to, you know, the fact that the soil is depleted nowadays, I can understand that, you know, our fruits and veggies are not as nutritious as they used to be since the soils are very depleted. So then I would go more of taking a green juice or a superfood blend instead, because if you take trace element minerals, they're kind of like very low vibration. They're not as energetically high as the fruits are. You know, you want to consume high magnetic energetic fruits to lift the body up vibrationally, magnetically, enzymatically, in every way possible to achieve true health. And I don't think that trace element minerals will take you there from my personal experience and from what I've seen working with clients. It doesn't solve the root issue and the root cause. Okay, so it has definitely corrected many symptoms. I mean, it might have put a band-aid on it more likely. But I do feel I need to be on the fruitarian diet while taking herbs. Yes, you do. I did have mercury in my teeth, but went to a biodentist to get it removed, but I'm still working on getting the mercury out that has leached into my system over the years. Wow. So yeah, so mercury amalgams, like we said before, those heavy metals, they can stay stagnant in areas of lymph congestion in the body, such as the brain, and then it can cause complications like problems focusing, memory loss, concentration issues, and it can also put a burden on the glands. I see all the time people with like severe adrenal weakness because they've had mercury amalgams in their bodies for so long. So you're doing good. Keep on juicing, but then to detox the heavy metals, I would include things like cilantro and parsley and dandelion greens. Definitely, that helps pull heavy metals out of the body, as well as being on the fruits, of course, astringent fruits. My teeth are very sensitive, and sometimes due to certain fruits they can get very sensitive. Okay, so I would probably stay away from the fruits that are more on the acidic side. Not that these fruits are acidic. When they're taken into the body, they form alkaline ash, but in the beginning, like let's say in the mouth, things like lemons or citrus or oranges, they can tend to be too acidic in the beginning for people that already have a lot of acids in their jaw and in their mouth and in the head area, and for people that have teeth sensitivity. So stay away from those foods for now, or if you're gonna consume them, like let's say some fresh orange juice or something like that, or lime water, you would want to sip it through a straw, and you would also want to immediately after eating your fruit meal, you know, acid or sub-acid fruit meal, you would want to rinse your mouth either with water or like maybe like an sodium bicarbonate mix, just a little pinch in water and switch that out to alkalize the mouth so that those acids don't linger around and then corrode the teeth. That's really important. So keeping up good oral hygiene is also important too. But don't brush your teeth immediately after the acidic fruit meal, because then that will further, sweep away the enamel, and you don't want that. Okay. Also, is it possible to get sleepy after eating fruits? Yeah, it's possible. People can experience fatigue due to a detoxification symptom. I've heard of people, I most often hear of people getting fatigue issues and sleepiness after taking the herbs, because the herbs are pretty strong, and they, as well as the entire detoxification process. Eating fruits, there's no stimulation there that most people are used to in our society. Most people are used to like coffee stimulants or things that are very salty, excitotoxins to give a false sense of stimulation in the body. So when you take that away and you focus on fruits, if you're someone with adrenal weakness, you can experience that. Definitely, you can experience sleepiness, or if you have a pineal gland weakness that controls melatonin, in the sleep cycles, then that can make you sleepy. My suggestion to you would be, if you're able to take this detox path on fully, give yourself the space and the time to sleep, embrace these detox symptoms and rejoice when they come about, because unfortunately, the only way out through this hole that we've dug ourselves into is by starting to climb out, and it can be very unpleasant. You can get, bruised on the way out. You can be inhaling all the dust particles. There can be a lot of darkness around you before you see the light of day, but you have to keep on going and keep on pushing no matter what, and then that reversal process will occur and you'll come out through the other side completely healed. So just take the time to honor your body. If you're feeling sleepy, sleep, because the body heals best and eliminates waste best in a relaxation and resting state. I have gotten a mild concussion when I was in the Marines also, and again over the years I had played football, so know about the constant hitting. Ooh, and if I was to do it over again, I wouldn't have played football. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a lot of trauma to the head area. Ooh, and this was over years and years. That's really bad. You definitely have to detox. When we're dealing with traumas to the head, that's something that you don't want to leave lingering, because it can further deteriorate tissues in the head area. So people have come to me before with like traumas in the head area, and there's still acidosis. Like even if it's not caused from the food, traumas, like physical traumas, are an acidic condition as well. And I've seen people, really bad, people that have had traumas in their heads. I've seen like tons of cholesterol plaquing in the brain area, because the body has no other way to deal with this acidity if you don't go on the detox diet. The acids just stay there, and then cholesterol starts to plaque, and then circulation starts to, it starts to be hindered, and everything starts shutting down. So you want to clean all this out. For sure. Yeah, I know. Falling off the skateboard, hitting my head on the road, etc., etc. Wow, a lot of trauma. I'd be interested to see what your eyes look like. So I have definitely, you probably have like the red capillaries pointing to the head area. A lot of acidosis in your eyes most likely, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw cholesterol plaquing, haze around the eye, pointing to poor circulation. So I have definitely had my share of hits on the head over the years. I tend to be very tired throughout the day, and also when someone is speaking, I can't stay awake. Ooh, that sounds like a neurological fatigue. So everywhere that I'm seeing here, I'm seeing quite a few signs. I'm seeing possible adrenal weakness, head congestion issues, parathyroid weakness from teeth, acidosis in the head area overall. Yeah, so you probably have a neurological fatigue coming from your adrenals, coming from the nervous system. I know this is a lot, but the main thing is the fruitarian diet on my teeth. Do you think this would be okay to do? Thanks, and I welcome your comment. It's the only thing to do. It's the only thing to do. Don't let that teeth issue be your setback to not following this diet, because there's ways around it. Like I said before, you can like get like an herbal alkaline tea, like the Heal-All tea, and swish that in your mouth, and that will help with the alkalinity. That will help with pulling of the acids out of the jaw area. You clearly have problems there with the teeth sensitivity and with the issues in your past. Cleaning out the colon will also help pull on the lymph system in the head area. You just have so much acidosis in the head area. I would go after all the channels of elimination, to be honest with you. I can't really say if you have certain gland weaknesses for sure without seeing your eyes, because you can have a pituitary gland weakness on like going through the iris on the top portions of the eye, from the pupil up into the brain area. You can have that that's causing all these gland weaknesses. Or you can have individual gland weaknesses over the parathyroid region or over the adrenal region. The only way I'd be able to know for sure is through looking at your eyes and assessing all of your symptoms at the same time. So you would be someone that I would definitely recommend to work with me one-on-one, because I can't really tell you without knowing that full picture and that full information. But that being said, you can start with the basics, start cleaning up the colon with the stomach and bowel formula. You gotta make sure that your kidneys are filtering to be able to pull all this waste from the head area down to be eliminated by the body. You have to pump your lymph system with the herbs and with the diet. You know, doing all of this as well as addressing your glands is going to get you back into the health that you need to be. The most concerning thing for me, for you, is probably your teeth, but for me it's your brain. You know, with all that trauma, I'm most concerned about your brain. But going after those two things, you'll be addressing the root causes of those two symptoms at the same time, simultaneously, while you're healing your body. So that's how detox works, right? Thanks, and I welcome your comment. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I think that you'll be good if you follow all those recommendations. But I would say that if you're someone with a weaker constitution, like I said, I don't know what your eyes look like. If you have many weaknesses, it can take a much stronger approach than what I've mentioned here. You may need the strongest formulas to be able to reverse a few of these things, and I'm pretty sure that's not your only health issue. I'm pretty sure you have many others that you didn't mention here. So yeah, you see, here's the thing, like some people, they tell me their health issues that may be bothering them the most, in this case teeth sensitivity, but this person can also have other health issues that they're not telling me about, that they don't consider to be serious, but that I do consider to be even more serious. So this is why people really need to get their health cases assessed, to go down the right path, because you don't really want to waste time. You don't want to let these types of things fester, because with time comes the worsening of conditions, and we just want to get all these acids out as quickly as possible. And that goes for all cases, really. So yeah, no problem, and thank you for your question. It was really great. Okay, so you guys noticed that I have a watermelon here, right? We bought like 6 watermelons. All in one shot. I'm like really big on this detox kick right now. And you know, it's kind of hard for detox specialists to detox themselves, like truly go into like fasting states, and at the same time help other people heal. It's really hard to do both at the same time, because with like what makes a good healer, in my opinion, is a balanced approach. So me having to deal with detox symptoms, you know, if someone needs help, if I have like a case or a call that same day, I can't be like, well, I'm not going to, you know, do the call today because I'm detoxing today, right? So it's like you have to find that balance as a healer. keep up with a healthy diet, but at the same time don't go too far into raw or into fasting that you'll be detoxing all the time, you know. So it's kind of difficult sometimes, and sometimes I wish like I wish I could take some like a week or two off just to go into like a strict, you know, fast that I've been wanting to take, right? Or I've been wanting to do. But yeah, I mean, like I do my best with keeping myself as healthy as possible, but balanced in a way that I'm able to help as many of you guys heal, you know. I feel like I've really done my time healing my body, and now it's time to be of service to other people, and I really try to do that with making these videos too. Like I said, like even if I feel like crap, I'm still gonna make a video, because I feel like even if like I'm not feeling so great, if I can give my 110% even at my lowest, I feel like I'll be able to touch at least one person with my information, or with my inspiration or whatever, through this video, right? So yeah, I just wanted to mention that real quick. So let's see, let's get to this next question. Hi Ailin, as always I love your videos. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your immense knowledge by making them. A quick clarification for my learning, please. If our vitamin B12 is made in our colon, which is downstream from our small intestines, where the absorption of most nutrients occur, how can we utilize it? Thank you. So vitamin B12 is actually made as a cofactor in the adrenal glands. That's something that a lot of people don't know, and that's why a lot of people like to supplement with B12. And even though it might make someone better temporarily, it's not addressing the root cause. Taking isolated B12 is never going to heal the adrenal glands. The thing that's going to heal the adrenal glands is what is causing them to be down in the first place. What is the root cause here? There's several root causes. It could be lymphatic. There's lymph congestion around the adrenals. The acids are breaking down the adrenal tissue and causing it to not work, to not function properly. Or it could be a genetic weakness. You're genetically predisposed to having weak adrenals in your family, you know. This could result in like, you know, if like there's a ton. There's literally a ton of diseases that involve low adrenal weakness, excuse me. A ton. Everything from fibro to chronic fatigue to asthma to inflammatory issues like hepatitis, IBS, colitis. It's all over the place. It's over the entire spectrum. So yes, I would say that weak adrenals is one of the leading causes of diseases in today's society, for sure. More often than not, I'd say maybe 8 times out of 10, the people that come to me have a chronic adrenal weakness. It's really that bad. So that's why, you know, like adrenal formulas in supplementation form that you find in health food stores, they've become so popular nowadays because everyone's suffering from some sort of fatigue, some sort of adrenal weakness. But I can tell you from personal experience, I've taken those adrenal formulas, they never helped. They never worked to fully heal my body, you know. And this is from, like, I'm coming from a place of chronic fatigue syndrome. I was so chronically ill that I was bedridden for many years, you know. So, and I had all the works. I had severe anxiety, severe panic attacks, all those things, inflammation all throughout my body, pain, all that stuff. So I would say never focus on taking B12 as a supplement. I tried it, it just doesn't work. You have to heal the adrenal glands themselves. So you have to clear the lymph congestion out of the adrenals. You have to heal the adrenals themselves with an adrenal formula or adrenal glandular, depending on what your eyes look like, what your case looks like. I'll be able to tell you from there. Or if it's a pituitary weakness causing the adrenals to be low in their function, right? So there's quite a few factors going on with that. So yeah, so you have to focus on the utilization aspect. You know, as long as you eat raw foods and as long as you really focus on getting all of your organs, glands, systems functioning properly, in this case, you know, you want to make sure that all of these digestive processes are functioning correctly. You want your digestion to be amazing, meaning your pancreas and liver and your stomach, all that good stuff is helping you break down your foods completely, you know? If you see undigested foods in your stools, you're not breaking down foods completely. If you're gassy, bloated, have hard time digesting fats, things like that, your digestion is poor. Then your absorption has to be up. But the only way absorption can be, functioning at its full capacity is your colon has to be immaculate, has to be clean. No mucus, no old stools, no parasitic activity, none of that, you know. The GI broom is really good for helping clean out the mucus out of the body, the stomach and bowel formula as well, helping remove the lymphatic congestion inside the bowel walls themselves, as well as outside, but inside is where malabsorption comes from. Utilization needs to be completely up and running. Utilization comes from the adrenal glands themselves. So many deficiencies come, deficiencies like B12 deficiencies, iron deficiencies, zinc deficiencies, all the mineral deficiencies, vitamin deficiencies, they usually stem from weak digestion or weak absorption or weak utilization. So you'd have to perk up the adrenal glands if you are having an issue with B12, low B12. And lastly is elimination. With poor elimination, whether you are chronically constipated or whether you're only moving once a day for several years, or whether you're moving 4 times, 5 times in a day, and you have loose stools or you have diarrhea, all of these are a form of constipation. More or less, it's a form of constipation. Because if you're moving your bowels too fast, then how complete is your digestion, really, you know, and absorption, really? If you're moving your bowels too slow, that means you have a lot of impactions in the colon, which over time, that leads to lymphatic stagnation from the colon to the stomach, to the chest, to the lungs, all the surrounding organs, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, adrenals, pelvis, uterus, prostate, all that stuff is up for the taking. So it's about cleaning house from head to toe and addressing your specific weaknesses that can be seen in your eyes. And that's where I come in. I can help you guys. I'm an iridologist, detox specialist. That's what I do. And I build protocols to help people finally completely heal their bodies based on addressing the root cause of what's happening in their bodies. So yeah, I hope that answered your question, but that was a really great question about B12. I hadn't had a question like that in a while, so thank you very much. Okay. Next question. How would you recommend detoxing children? My kids' eyes were blue until their second years, and now both are green. I would like to try to detox them without making them sick. Well, that's going to be kind of hard, to be honest with you, in today's world. Because the reason why your kids' eyes were blue at first and now they are green in such a short amount of time, most likely it was due to some sort of antibiotic or vaccination. Because in order for the blue eyes to change to green that quickly, it's usually due to some sort of chemical medication or some outside factor that will cause it to become green. Blue eyes turning green most often, from what I see, is some sort of like sulfur drug deposit, which appears as yellow in the iris. So blue and yellow makes it appear green, or it could be a subacute stage of lymphatic congestion, which acute appears as white over the blue iris, but then subacute, which is more advanced stage, appears as yellow over the iris. So depending on what your child's eyes look like, if I observed it, I'd be able to tell you. But if they got vaccinations or any antibiotics, then yeah, I would definitely say that that was a contributing factor. Now, with detoxing anyone, whether that's children or grown adults, you will have to experience some form of sickness, but it's not really sickness as much as it is expectoration. You can't detox the body and clean it out without some form of expectoration. So in young children, this can be seen as whether that, like, it really depends on the issue that where their weakness is in their body, right? So if it's like, if they have like lung congestion issues, you can expect them to start coughing stuff up. But most often than not, children will experience things like fevers or cold and flu like symptoms, things like that. So I do have an article on my website called How to Detox Children, and I'll link it down in the description box of this video. Take a look at it and read it fully, because I go into a lot of tips on how to help children go through detox symptoms safely, what signs to watch out for, things like that, certain detox tools that you can incorporate, like how to bring down a fever, things like that. That will be really helpful in helping your children detox. Now, you know, children 2 years old, they can already start eating fruits. So, you know, give them fruits, give them, you don't have to go too aggressive with their detox. You can give them things like fruits and smoothies, fruit smoothies, green smoothies. You can give them things like coconut milk, things like that. They'll love and they'll thrive off of. And it's better you start them young, because as the body ages and progresses, then health problems continue to get worse and worse. So since the child has not been exposed to the poor diet, years and years of accumulations in the body, or not that much toxicity yet, it's kind of like their body is a very clean slate and it's strong to be able to detox very quickly. So yeah, I definitely recommend that you look into detoxing them, which in reality it's not really a detox, it's just them eating healthy, you know? So yeah, that's wonderful, and definitely have a look at the article. I'm pretty sure it'll help you guys a lot with detoxing them. Okay, so that was a wonderful question, thank you. Okay, next question. Hi Ailin, I have suffered from excessive blushing my whole life. I start feeling hot flashes on my face, and sometimes I can feel my heart pumping in my head. It's really embarrassing. What might cause this, and will I be able to get rid of this with detox? Thanks. Excessive blushing really is just congestion in the head area. You know, blushing, hot flashes, all those things are acidity. In acidic conditions, do we see things like heat or hot flashes, or things like pressure in the head, which you said you have the heart pumping feeling in the head? That's not good. That's not good at all. I personally did experience this, and it felt like it was throbbing like that, boom, 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 and you could feel it like right here in the temples, and it's horrible. People that get that also get like pressure headaches, or they get like really dry acidic eyes as well. They can have things like bumps on their skin, acne on their skin. They can, if you're like a woman, sometimes like your menstrual cycle or the estrogen levels in your body can show symptoms in the head area as well, because like if your body's acidic and then, you know, it falls a little bit over the estrogen during the menstrual cycle, then it can bring about like more acidic conditions. So yeah, it's really bad, but you just want to focus on cleaning up the head area. So I would say drain your sinuses, do things like ear candling on each ear, or you can do things like cleaning out your colon, obviously getting your kidneys to filter, obviously with the fruits, with astringent fruits. I would probably recommend things like citrus and grapes. That will be very pulling of any mucus in the head area. And going with that, going from there. I don't know if you have like any thyroid issues, because sometimes the thyroid can affect things like the heart pumping. But you may have at least some congestion in the neck area. If you're very congested in the head, you're obviously congested in the neck. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to look more into your case to be able to tell you more of that. But I do know that excessive blushing is just acidity. So just alkalize the body. Eat the main detoxifying fruits: watermelons, oranges, and grapes, and berries, you know, and you'll be good. I do have another video, I think it was my Q&A number 4 video, where I discuss head pressure. In that Q&A video, it has like, it's basically the same thing where I go into issues like this, where people had that extreme head pressure, like pumping of the head and throbbing of the head. So yeah, have a look at that one and follow my advice on that one. Okay. It's really hot in here. That's why you guys always see me eating fruits and drinking juice, because it's quite hot in this room. But I don't want to turn on the AC because it'll affect the sound of the video. And I want this video to be amazing for you guys. So, on to the next question. Next question. Could you talk about best detox healing protocols for the neurological system? I'm healing from neurological fatigue, heavy head, brain fog, depersonalization, fatigue. I would love your thoughts. Also would love your thoughts generally on symptoms that flare unexpectedly. For example, randomly or every 5 weeks, not around period. Oh, okay. Or even flare after things like acupuncture or sauna. Can't wait to watch the next video, whatever it ends up being about. Thanks. Okay, so yeah, neurological fatigue. We kind of discussed this in an earlier question in the video. But yeah, heavy head, brain fog, depersonalization, fatigue. I'm pretty sure you guys, this person has brain lesions. Whoever you are, you most likely have brain lesions. When you start feeling that depersonalization, that detachment, that numbness, that not feeling, you know, it's about getting comfortable in your feelings again and feeling safe with feeling your feelings, you know. I know that it can be very easy for people to shut down and shut that part of themselves because they've been really hurt, you know. That's the emotional side of it. The physical side of it is your adrenals are down. The adrenals are down, affecting the nervous system, causing neurological fatigue, causing all these heavy issues. I'd probably take a look at your cerebellum right here and the head in general if you're feeling all these things. But as far as like diet and herbs go, I get on a 100% raw diet starting today. You'll find that with the raw foods, your body starts to become alive again, and you start to find happiness, and you start to feel the present moment more and more. Okay? And you'll start feeling like yourself again, you know, start feeling like that light within. As far as herbs go, I would 100% be on something that will clean your colon, the stomach and bowel or GI broom, and I would be on the brain and nerve formula and the adrenal formula, upper circulation formula as well, from these symptoms that you're telling me. As far as symptoms flaring unexpectedly not around your period, detox symptoms, it might just be like, I don't know what type of diet you're on right now, but if you're on a detox diet, then definitely it's going to be related to your areas of weaknesses. And flaring up after things like acupuncture or sauna, things like acupuncture and sauna help move the lymph system and help get things going in the body. It helps to move. So like even acupuncture, it helps with the nerve flow in the body. So since your body is like very obstructed right now, any sort of stimulation to that, you can experience a flaring up of symptoms, because anytime you address that root cause, you'll experience those detox symptoms in those areas. The sauna as well. The sauna, that's just a purging detox tool. You're gonna experience detox symptoms for sauna, but it's always a good thing that you're experiencing these symptoms, because it means that your body is reacting in a purging way. You know, detox symptoms are like these are positive always. So it's just about keeping your balance, doing the best that you can. If detox symptoms become too severe, you slow your detox down until you can start it back up again. And yeah, that's what you have to do. So yeah, thank you for your question. I hope everything made sense. Okay. Okay. Now, let me see. There was another question here. Oh yeah. Can you help me please? I read your story and it's very similar to mine. I have CLL, a type of leukemia, and I have been feeling horrible for almost 4 months. All kinds of symptoms. Looked for help in a lot of places and nothing helps. I eat well, I exercise, and don't know what's going on. I no longer have a normal life. Please help me. I think about dying a lot. Right back. Okay. So for leukemia, it's almost always a lymphatic issue. I will have to see what your blood work looks like, because there's two types of leukemia. There's leukemia where your white blood cells appear normal, but your blood platelets are down. And there's leukemia where the white blood cells are down and you have low blood platelets. So one is easier to heal than the other, because if you have normal ranges of white blood cells, then that just means that your spleen is most likely just down or inflamed. That's a congestive issue. We can clean up the spleen, no problem. Rebuild it a little bit if it needs to. Getting the kidneys and the lymph system to drain, that's pretty easy stuff. And then, the platelets would come back up, and then the blood will start coagulating again. Now, if it's on the other side of the spectrum, where the white blood cells are down, then that's a bone marrow issue. Bone marrow issue is a little more serious, because through the bone marrow, that's where a lot of the red blood cells, the white blood cells, the lymphocytes, all of the cells are created through the bone marrow. And then in the spleen, it matures. So you would have to address the bone marrow, the spleen, and the liver, addressing every organ that touches and has to deal with the blood in order to heal this, okay? As far as diet goes, I would be focusing a lot on things like berries to help refurbish the blood and help build the blood back. And I would also, it depends on where you are though, because it depends on what your diet looks like right now. And it also depends on your blood work. For one case, I would tell them, well, you have to go really heavy on juicing dark leafy greens. That will help refurbish and clean the blood, help build the blood back up. In another case, I would probably recommend a strict grape fast with lemons and limes, the most astringent fruits possible. And then in another case, I would recommend berries, or a combination of all these three. Now that has everything to do with just the diet, but as far as the herbs go, you need strong herbs if you have low white blood cells. And then you'd have to keep track of it. You'd have to, on your detox program, for example, if you were working with me, I would keep track of your blood count throughout the detox process to see what's working. If your white blood cells start going back up again, that's a good sign that we're headed in the right direction. If it's not budging, we'd have to take a different approach. Everyone's body's different, so we'd have to take a look at that to see what works best for you. But I would say, as far as specific herbs go, if it's the worst kind of leukemia, I would say the bone marrow formula is essential. The ultimate immune formula is essential. Cleaning up the liver and spleen is essential. And obviously cleaning up the colon is essential. The colon is right there at the hub of it. And with toxicity in the colon, toxicity is fed to the digestive organs, to the liver, to the spleen, and to the blood directly, So it's easier to clean up lymphatic conditions. Like someone can have leukemia, for instance, and this is not the worst kind of leukemia. Someone can have leukemia just because their spleen is inflamed and their platelets are low. The spleen refurbishes the blood platelets and cleans the blood through the lymph system. That is pretty easy to heal. And it kind of boggles my mind that doctors, they put the leukemias as just cancer, all of them, when most of them are just lymph issues, right? Now, the more serious leukemia is when all those blood levels are down. You know, you'd have to look at your complete blood cell count, the paperwork, the blood work, but they label all of them under that cancer sky. And then they urge people to get chemotherapy, when in actuality, the case was just so simple to heal. It was just cleaning up the lymph system and building up the spleen a little bit. But like with chemotherapy, that just destroys all cells. Now with the worst kind of leukemia, once it reaches that bone marrow, starts destroying the bone marrow, then yeah, that's degeneration. That's gonna take longer to heal, but there's literally nothing else out there that'll heal it. Degenerative cases are always healed through the raw foods. There's nothing more powerful and more energetic than that. You know, at that level, you'd have to repair damaged cells. And oftentimes, with the damaging of cells comes the denaturing of the DNA itself and of the genetic memory itself. So that's why you need to focus on the highest magnetic foods, which are raw foods. And raw foods obviously are the ones that will pump the lymph system the most. You know, proteins won't do that, grains won't do that, starches won't do that, greens can't even do that. Raw herbs, yeah, raw herbs in the form, like greens in the form of raw herbs are beneficial. Sometimes they only take you so far though, and sometimes you have to resort to fasting. So it really depends on each case. But I hope that that was helpful to you, and hopefully you can reach out to me so that we can work together to help you get out of this this issue. But never be scared. Don't be scared. You know, if you follow the right diet and you keep on moving forward and you address those weaknesses, you know, address the liver, the spleen, the bone marrow, the immune system with powerful herbs, you can work yourself out of this and you'll be fine. But I do recommend, if you're able to work with me one-on-one so that we can get you out of this. You know, you probably haven't tried this yet, but this way is the top of the top for addressing any leukemias or any types of cancers. This is the top of the hill of healing. You know, you mentioned that you eat well and exercise. I'm not sure what you mean by eating well well, with exercise. I probably wouldn't recommend exercising because you have so much congestion in your body. Clearly your kidneys are not filtering if you have congestion around your spleen, around your liver, all that stuff, okay? So I wouldn't recommend exercising. I would recommend moving your lymph system through the diet that you eat instead. Moving your lymph system with astringent fruits like the grapes. Pumping some beet juice, like juice some raw beets, celery, dandelion greens, parsley, cilantro, things like that that'll build up the blood, that will, you know, help the kidneys to filter. Things like that are going to be more beneficial and will clean up the liver and spleen as well. So yeah, thank you for your question. I really hope that I was able to fully answer it. And yeah, don't give up, never give up. You can do this, you know. Watch these videos, read the articles, inform yourself, and you can come out of this. And if you need help, I'm here, you know where to find me. So yeah, that was a fantastic question. Let me see if there's one more question. Someone said, would you ever suggest for someone to take GI Broom twice a day if they were eager to dig deep into their detox? I'm currently eating all fruit, no bananas, dates, or fruits that will slow the detox down. Only high water fruits. Wow. Good on you. Only high water fruits. That's great. It's easy to get to that level after you've come like from the transitioning stages with the bananas and dates. Because I do find that like for most people, they have to transition with those starchier fruits first. But that's good that you're on high water fruits only right now. So no, I don't recommend taking the GI Broom twice a day. I've experimented with this with many people through the years. With myself first, did not see anything there, no difference whatsoever, as well as with clients, they've wanted to take the GI Broom twice a day. You know, I let them because they insisted, and they have not seen improvements either. Like only once a day is good enough. You know, twice a day you're just, you know, wasting your money, I would say. So just do it once a day, okay? Morning or night, whichever you prefer. Also, this might be a silly question, but I was wondering, why is it that mucoid plaque is not seen in colonoscopies? I believe that mucoid plaque exists, but I've always wondered why it could not be seen in a colonoscopy. Thank you so much. Well, mucoid plaque, you won't see it in a colonoscopy because it's only like the camera is inserted and you only see the outside of the colon wall. Some people don't have anything outside of the colon wall. Some people do though. I have seen colonoscopies where you can actually see the mucoid plaque caking the bowel walls. So it depends on the toxicity of the colon. But true mucoid plaque, the stuff that causes malabsorption in people, is found interstitially inside the walls. So the lymph system and all the lymph vessels run inside the colon wall. You can't see that through a colonoscopy. It's very small and there's a barrier. The colon wall obviously is the barrier. But when you use those astringent herbs that pull and pull like the mucoid plaque, then you start to get all this congestion out of the cells and inside and around the cells, you know? And that's when you start to see mucoid plaque come out through your stools. You know, that's when you start to see the clear mucus, yellow mucus, black mucus start to come out. It starts to smell disgusting like sulfur. You start to see that rubbery stuff coming out around like a film around your stools, or sometimes you just literally poop like a long rope of mucus, just mucus alone, and it's very thick and congested. So yeah, not to sound gross to you guys, but I'm trying to like give you guys a visual picture of what I see all the time and what I personally experience myself too. But mucoid plaque definitely exists. You can actually see there was a good representation of what mucoid plaque looks like in the colon before and after a colon cleansing program through detoxification. Now there's many colon cleansing programs out there, but nothing is as powerful as using the GI broom. Those specific herbs in there, slippery elm, cascara sagrada, psyllium, bentonite clay, marshmallow root, all those things, they're so powerful at pulling out mucoid plaque from inside the bowel walls, right? But you can see, if you look up Dr. Bernard Jensen's colon before colon cleansing and after colon cleansing, and the photos, the colonoscopy photos before and after, you clearly see the difference. And you can clearly see that mucoid plaque exists. Now that's the most famous example that I can think of, because, you know, Dr. Bernard Jensen, he was like world renowned, you know, a fantastic iridologist, and he was like on the right like mindset of like helping people detox, and he knew how to read the eyes and how to implement, you know, healing protocols through the eyes and through the symptoms, and he had a really good knowledge on the body. But it really was, you know, his introduction with strong detoxification, with the correct diet of raw fruits and herbs, that really helped clean out his colon finally. Because, you know, before that he was really big on like goat milk and, you know, certain animal products like that, which, you know, that sort of thinking was kind of like old age. Back in the day, people really didn't have their severe health issues like they did today. So a lot of healthy, you know, healthy people, healthy leaders back in the day still thought that goat milk was healthy for you to consume. But things like that, then, you know, he realized it was very congestive to the body, and it has to be let go of. Now, as far as milks go, obviously, you know, cow's milk is the worst, but goat milk is just a tad bit better than cow's milk, you know, just a tad bit. But I wouldn't recommend drinking goat's milk today. Everyone has such a congested lymph system that it wouldn't help, you know. So yeah, that's my take on it. That's my stance. And I always say that it's really like a matter of experience. You really have to go through the detox process yourself and really see that the mucoid plaque is coming out, and then you believe it to be true, because you feel like such a heavy weight has been lifted out of your body once you see that mucoid plaque come out. And it's a very lightening experience, and you feel so clear-headed, and everything just starts to function so much better after the release of this plaque. So yeah, I would say like if you don't believe in it, then really try to see for yourself, try and get it out yourself, or try to speak with people who have gotten this mucoid plaque out, and then you'll be able to see like that it does exist. But yeah, definitely look up the photos that I mentioned of Dr. Bernard Jensen, and you should be good. If any of you would like to work with me one-on-one, you can go to www.spiritualhealing.com and go to the services tab, and there you will find all the options of how to work with me so that we can get you on the right path to fully healing your health issues, or to fully healing your chronic pain, fatigue, anything that you're experiencing. I personally recommend the Master Your Health package, because in that package I'm able to look at your eyes, analyze them through iridology, as well as look at all of your symptoms, your complete health history, all of your major health issues, and I put all these puzzle pieces together to help you build the perfect healing protocol, diet and herb protocol, with the right detox tools for you to heal. So yeah, I think that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking with you all in this video. I really loved making this video for you guys. Even if I'm not feeling my best, I still feel like I can help so many of you out there. Even in my lowest days, you know, I can still be a source of inspiration, and it's really honestly my reason for living. You know, it's my purpose in this life, is to help anyone that's suffering, all of you that are suffering. It's my purpose to make sure that you know that you're not alone out there, and you have someone that cares for you so much. I'm that person. I care about you so much, and I want you to live the best life possible, and I want all your dreams to come true, and I want you to get out of that bed. I want you to get out of your pain and suffering. I want you to get out of your fear, out of your insecurities, and I want you to completely heal. And you have that power. You have that power. You can just snatch it right now and say enough is enough. I'm in control of my health. I'm not going to let anyone dictate my actions anymore, whether it's doctors, whether it's my family or friends, or whether it's myself. If I have to get out of my own way, you know, I'm going to do that, because I love myself, you know. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Until next time, take care.